Okay, today we are playing a game on Lijiang Tower. We are in the Silver SR range, and we'll be playing Brigitte most of the way through. I know we're Baptiste right now. We are also Anna for a little bit. The vast majority of this game is Brigitte, though. To be fair, though, this game is 9.5 minutes long, counting the downtime periods. So, vast majority is relative, isn't it? So anyway, we got some spooky stuff happening up over here. Put the lamp down because it looked like Ryan was gonna die. Ryan didn't die. Hooray, the lamp did its job. I don't like the way we've moved very much because now the enemy team are gonna start pushing in, right? Because they're winning this fight. And we're about to have to go through the enemy team to get back to our team. When we could have just gone left at the bottom of the staircase instead of right, and then we wouldn't have to do that. So, anyway, we are about to change to Anna. Here we are, playing Anna now. In the best Anna skin. I wonder if eventually the amount of young Anna skins are going to catch up to the amount of old Anna skins in the game, you know? Because, you know, there's many reasons that they may decide to do this, but I like to subscribe to the theory that it's a lot harder to justify making hentai of a character when they're like 1,000 years old. But when they're like 30 years old, ooh, we could make a lot of source filmmaker gifs about that one, couldn't we? Anyway, man, people nasty though, aren't they? Anyway, so we're playing Anna now. I can hear Ryan charging down there. If you hear Ryan start charging on the enemy team, ready to sleep him. When he's charging, he's moving real predictably, and he's probably too far up. So if he's asleep, you might kill that guy. So Ryan's doing bad right now. Ryan's doing a bad, and he's dead as a result of it, which is, entirely his decision to make. Everything's been a fairly catastrophic disaster thus far. Who's that? Soldier. Soldier's really in there right now. We are in a not great spot. Fortunately, they are not really sure on the whole, collapsing to try and kill us thing. Oop. Very scary. We almost walked into the black hole. Here comes Riptire. There we go. There we go. Cicada 2458. I've heard that before. I don't know what that is. I've heard that one before though somewhere. Anyway, so we've entered the Brigitte segment now of the game. I don't really have anything to say about the Baptiste and Anna portions, really, because, what disasters they were, right? So, to be fair, I don't know that Brigitte's gonna make a massive change on everything that's been happening thus far, but hey, we can at least try and fuck up the Reaper. Yep, You can't really telegraph your intention more, can you, than what he just did right there. There's a full view of the entire team, teleports onto the high ground, and immediately jumps back down again. Huh, I wonder what Reaper might be planning. How strange. Like when you watch Reinhardt just break off from his team to go up on the high ground by himself, you know? So, here they come again. We did shield bash to get away. Moira didn't actually come in far enough to stun, so, fair enough. Ryan just got his Earth Shatter blocked. He didn't get anybody. Great job, Ryan. You're doing fantastic work, champ. You're doing just great. So, they still have their Reaper. Basically, we want to try and police Reaper's fun as much as we can. He just teleported away. Reaper's up there. He's deciding not to come back down again. This just basically was a real clusterfuck of a team fight. And, I'm imagining, myself in such a harrowing position. Thanks, Junkrat, to be honest, right there. No, he does jump away pretty fast, but he's dead. It's okay. We didn't have to do anything. It's fine. We had Inspire going. That's all you need, brother. That's all you need. I can't see his silhouette through the wall. Did they patch the fucking spectator when I wasn't looking? Because I suddenly can't see the other team's silhouette through the walls anymore? Amazing. Great job, I guess. There's probably a setting somewhere for it. So, Soldier is up on the high ground. Good for him, but it'll not be long before Reaper teleports up there, probably. Fight's about to start, so we use Rally. All as you do, you know. It's all a little bit on... everybody's having their own little skirmish off in their own little world right now. You know, like, it's a lot going on. I'm also very tired. Leave me alone. There's too many people up there to really go up and do anything about it. Zarya did just break off, so we could now go up on the right side and try and harass Junkrat, since Zarya just broke off to go all the way around. We got to the Junkrat regardless anyway. Their Ryan Earthshadow. He only hit our Ryan, and our Ryan's not gonna die from that position. We really haven't had to do anything. Like, to be honest with you, like, we're in there slapping. We've got Inspire going. We're throwing armor on people. Like, that's all we have to do to win these fights, you know? Brigitte's a very straightforward character. We stunned that Reaper that one time, and he was upset. He was like, how could she have possibly known what I was planning? Fucking hell. So that all went great. Fantastic. Now we get to play Brigitte on a map that has a ledge, which is very exciting. So I don't like doing what we just did there, which is throw all our armor packs out immediately. What I like to do playing Brigitte is just keep the cooldown ticking, which basically means I don't sit there at 3 stacks of armor. I try to have it at 2 ticking. Reason being just the cooldown's doing something if you keep cycling it like that. Same as like when your Tracer sitting around on 3 blinks is not great. It's better to have the cooldown ticking so that you are being more efficient and moving around, right? We can keep the armor on somebody just by like using it so we're not sitting at 3, and then save the other 2 for once a fight actually starts, and we can use them more specifically. But I'll just throw like the 1 armor pack on somebody just to like be using the cooldown, so I'm not sitting on 3 armor packs for an extended period. Which usually just means I'll throw 1 on the main tank every time I'm about to be sitting on 3, and then save the other ones for when the fight starts. Because, like, once the fight starts, if you can throw 2 armor packs on people right at the start of the fight, and you already had 1 on somebody, that's a pretty strong effect, and then you get in there and you start using the Inspire. It's all good. Could have tried to shield bash back up on there, but, you know, you gotta have some pretty sick reactions to shield bash back onto the ledge from that position. Might not have been possible also, but I'm not gonna go back and measure the angles to determine if that's the case. Oh god, there he goes. Stun him. No, we used our stun to get here quicker. Can't stun him. Okay, disregard. Never mind. That's understandable. I would have done the same thing, but I was just like, stun him. Stop, don't let him do that. Oh, no. Right, of course, we were using it to get back faster, as you do. Ryan's gone off entirely by himself. What a chat. What an absolute champion. So, yeah, now, we've been sitting on 3 armor packs for a while now. Just chuck it on somebody. Just chuck it on, like, Reinhardt. Have it ticking, and then save the other 2. Zarya is also fine, you know, and we just, like, mashed them all out there. Be a little bit more deliberate on it. Basically, like, I also don't like to throw multiple armor packs on somebody unless I really, really don't want that guy to die right now, and it looks like he's going to, which usually means Ryan fucked up, right? Where if I prefer to put all 3 armor packs on somebody different if possible, unless something absolutely disastrous is happening to one person. I'm just like, live, please, don't fucking die, stop, you know? I don't think would we try to shield bash? Because we just shield bashed, what were we doing? Oh, we tried to get their Ryan, but he got fucking punched. Okay, I missed it. Yeah, I barely even saw him after going back and looking more closely. So, just try and, like, get on that guy. So, like, we heard Tac Visor happen behind us, right? And we heard it now. Like, he's right there. Just try and, like, get on that guy and stun him. Like, he's close enough that we really don't have to go very far to get to him. And, like, I still want him to die. I don't want anybody to die, right? Just, like, get on the guy and stun him. And then, at that point, he's gonna be like, oh, shit, my whole career's about to be ended, you know? Obviously, it didn't matter. He was tac visoring at a bad time, but, like, just get on him. He's close enough where it's gonna take, like, a step to get there and stun him, and then just taking, like, a second off of, like, an ultimate, like, tac visor is usually pretty disastrous for the person. Even if they don't die. So Reaper's in here spinning on the bad men. They're getting fisted. We stunned Road out of his ultimate. Hey, everything's going great suddenly, right? Yeah, the team managed to pull it all together. Amazing. We're pretty much playing Brigitte. Like, I don't have much to say other than the armor pack stuff so far. I'm just like, get on the soldier, dude. You know, like, we're pretty much playing Brigitte. And goodness, Moira's actually going to heal us. Hooray. Again, don't be sitting on, try not to sit on the 3 armor packs, which we were doing for a little bit in there. Just like an efficiency thing. It's usually not going to be the thing that changes anything, but sometimes it does, and that's the important thing, right? So, Rhine is somebody that you don't actually want to have on you after you've stunned them anymore. So, like, if you're gonna go and try, like, get in on the Rhine, like we did right here, which I would do the same thing. But we, like, get in on the Rhine, like, here, give him, like, a couple smacks, and then whip shot him away from you. Because you don't actually want Reinhardt on you anymore after that, because especially if, like, his teammates come in to help him, he's gonna kill you a lot faster than you're gonna kill him. So, like, it's not unusual to go in, stun the Rhine, slap him, but then you want to whip shot him away, because you don't want him on top of you anymore after that, because he'll start killing you pretty fast. That all turned into a bit of a mess. We ended up in an awkward spot where the Rhine was, like, in a corner opposite us. I'm sure there was a way to get him away from us. Yeah, just, like, take a half step to the right, and then whip shot him sideways into Reaper, and gets him away from us on the man. You know, again, we don't want to be, like, next to Rhine, really, after the stunning has occurred. We did almost die for that one. We didn't actually. Just slow to stun the Moira so she fades away. But at this point, it doesn't matter. We're winning this game. Hooray! Fantastic. We got him. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about the game other than the efficiency stuff we already talked about, really. Because, like, more or less, we didn't really have to do much. Our team kind of stopped just shitting the bed, really, you know? Like, they sort of pulled it together a bit, and we were just, like, doing what we had to. You know? We were there fulfilling our contractual obligation as Brigitte, and that's the important part. My question is mainly about my positioning and cooldown management and how I can improve on them, and also who I give armor pack to. Armor pack, I just usually throw it on the main tank just to keep the cooldown ticking, and then it depends when the fight starts. Like if somebody's out of position, they're going to be a higher priority, but like if everybody is like kind of where they should be, when a fight, like nothing disastrous is happening to anybody, I'll just, like, go, alright, I've got one on the main tank, because I've been doing that to keep the cooldown ticking, and I'll put one on the other tank, and then I'll, like, save the third one for, like, during the fight. I always like to have at least one, you know, I guess, unless I'm trying to, like, really keep somebody alive, I'm gonna mash all 3 on him, but, like, otherwise, you know, fight starts, I've got one on the main tank, I'll throw one on the other tank, save the third pack to see what happens. If you've got like a Reaper or a Mei, it'll usually be worth just throwing the third pack on them as well. Just because Reaper and Mei are already really hard to kill. If they got 50 armor at the start of the fight as well, that makes it even more inconvenient. So if you have like a really brawly team, I basically just put them on all 3 of the brawlers right at the start. And if that's not the case, like just save the third one, just like in case something bad happens, rather than putting it on like the Reaper or the Mei, who in most cases will survive regardless, and then you can save the third pack for whoever starts taking damage, and you can heal them instead, you know? But that's like what I do with the cooldown, you know? And like positioning wise, is like really didn't matter in this game because they didn't have anything we had to super worry about, right? Because when you're playing Brigitte, you've basically got 2 things. You've got, like, 2 positions that you stand in, depending on what the enemy team is doing, right? If they have flankers and divers, then you want to be close to your backline so you can peel for them, right? But if they don't have that, or if they do and they're not really harassing your backline, you just go and, like, pretend to be a third tank instead, essentially, where you're not, like, you can't do it to the same extent you would have done previously with Brigitte, where you just, like, you just go fucking ham and start slapping the enemy team, right? You don't do that. You just hang out, like, next to your front line and you support them instead. So you're either supporting the back line if they're in danger, or you're supporting the front line. And those are, like, the two things you do as Brigitte, right? Like, Brigitte's pretty straightforward as far as positioning goes. It's either peel for your back line. If they don't need peeling, stand with your front line instead and help them. That's pretty much what you do. Like, Brigitte's pretty straightforward as far as positioning goes. It's just who you're siding with. And, like, pretty much you just have to be more reserved than you used to be with Brigitte, you know. Other than that, she's, like, kind of the same. You just can't go ham on anymore and just, like, run into 6 people. Like, I am, in fact, a third tank. Tragically, they've taken that away from us, because instead of having Orissa's barrier for a shield, we have Mercy as a shield. So, you know, it's a significant downgrade, unfortunately. Just, like, one cooldown, it's gone. Cooldown management. Yeah, and Brigitte's really straightforward. So a big thing with Brigitte is that Whipshot's cooldown is lower than Inspire's duration. So you pretty much want to use Whipshot a lot, just so you can keep Inspire active, right? And Inspire is pretty good. Like, it is not unusual over the course of a game that just went, like, decently for you as Brigitte, right? That you'll out-heal an Ana, right? It's not that weird to out-heal an Ana as Brigitte, as long as you're able to reliably proc Inspire. So you throw Whipshot out a lot. It's a really low cooldown and of dubious utility other than proccing Inspire. And if you're good at it, you can keep Inspire going most of the time, which is the dream, right? You'll never keep it going literally 100% of the time. That's not feasible, but that is the goal we strive for, you know. Like with Coalescence, we will never be hitting 11 people with it, but that is the hypothetical dream that we aspire to. And then Shield Bash, you know, it depends. Like, the only thing you save it if you have something that you really badly need to stun in the near future, right? Like, you know Genji's got Dragon Blade, right? You save it so that you can stun him when he starts using Dragon Blade. But, like, if you don't know if he has it, or, like, there's nothing extraordinary that stands out, you just stun whoever seems like the best target at the time. You know, there's too much that goes into that to give hard and fast rules for. It's just like, save it if there's something really bad that's gonna happen, and otherwise, just, like, stun one of the tanks, you know? Just stun, like, whoever is closest to your team and hope they get bursted to death, you know? Stun, so you can, like, give somebody a stun, walk on the other side of them, and then Whipshot them into your team sometimes, if the positioning lines up, you know? Like, Shield Bash, you don't really need to be too reserved about it, unless there's something really bad that the enemy team's got going. Or, like, you know that, like, Tracer and Winston are gonna be going ham, right? Then, like, you don't stun their Rhine, you know? You save it so you can stun the Tracer or the Winston once they jump into your team, you know? That's kind of it. Brigitte's pretty straightforward as far as cooldowns go, you know? And Whipshot, just go ham, dude. That thing's got a fucking short-ass cooldown. Be using that a lot. Be careful you don't use it like a Lucio uses boop, where they frequently save people that they boop. Be careful about that one. You do also, like, usually, if you're trying to kill somebody as Brigitte, you usually have to use Whipshot to finish them off. So you have to get, like, pretty good at recognizing how much damage that's gonna do to somebody at a glance, because you usually don't get to just beat them to death. Usually you have to try and finish them off with Whipshot. It's just better to do that anyway, because if you can burst somebody to death, that's better than tickling them to death, you know? That's why if you're playing, like, Winston, you want to try and get good at, like, punching somebody to finish off the last 30 health, rather than tasing it off of them, just because you kill them slightly faster. And yeah, that's basically it about the cooldown stuff, so there you go. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, I'm more than happy to answer. If you felt I answered your question from the email inadequately, please let me know and I will try to expand further. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I start streaming on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 PM EST to 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description, and if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.